everyone. Thank you for coming today. The speaker, I'm here to introduce Kyle Busch, who's a NASCAR driver in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. He's been a driver since 2003 when he drove for Hendrick Motorsports in the Busch Series in the 5 Lowe's car in the Busch Series, and then he got moved up. His first race ever was at Auto Club Speedway in the Sprint Cup Series, which is February of 2004 in Fontana, California. He drove the 84 CarQuest Monte Carlo for Hendrick Motorsports, and then the year after was moved up to the 5 CarQuests and Kellogg's car for Hendrick Motorsports in the Monster Cup Series. And he won a couple races at Hendrick Motorsports, won about 10 at Bristol, also at Michigan, a couple places like that. But then contract disputes got in the way. He wanted a little bit more money, so he moved over to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2008 when M&M's hopped on board, started sponsoring him, and he drives 18 M&M's Toyota Camry with associate sponsors from Interstate Batteries. And my favorite personal Kyle Busch story is, obviously I've been a fan since he started driving that 84 CarQuest Chevrolet. And my personal story, my favorite story is at Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. This was his first NASCAR race I can really remember. Obviously I went to some before, but I was too little to really recall the details. But this one, he went out there, won the pole, started first, led a majority of the laps, over half of them. Got caught speeding on pit road a couple times actually, so he had to go to the back of the field, and his car, he was just so fast that he just passed every single car twice. Since he got caught speeding twice, he went up to the front, led the whole rest of the race, ended up winning, did a whole big burn on the front stretch. Can remember it. It was in the M&M's Indiana Jones car, because Indiana Jones was coming out that week, so they partnered with M&M's. But after that, that year, actually his first year with Joe Gibbs, he ended up winning 8 races total, but did not win the championship, because once the playoffs started, he kind of hit a rough patch, had some engine failures, some wrecks out of his control. But after that, in 2010, he won a lot of races again, up until 2015. He faced a little adversity in Daytona Beach, Florida. He was racing the Xfinity race, which is the same as Busch, just different sponsor. Since Busch left the series, Xfinity came and sponsored it, but he was racing that race and was in this pack racing at Daytona, so they were all real tight together. Got bumped, and the air came off the front of the car. He slid sideways right through the pavement and then went through into the grass. And when you go through the grass, you can't control the car anymore. The tires don't stick because they don't have any tread on them. And hit the wall, inside wall, at about 150 miles an hour, and broke his compound fracture in his left leg and broke his ankle in his right leg, and the whole front of the car was just smashed and completely flat up until the driver's little cockpit area. So he climbed out of the car and sat on the side door frame until the ambulance could get to him. He knew right then both his legs were in pretty rough shape, but he flew home in a hospital bed, was doing his recovery in Charlotte in his house at Lake Norman. Posted a lot of videos on social media, you can go check those out. And with the help of his wife, he got through recovery, started racing, he came back to racing the All-Star race in Charlotte, which was good for him because it was a short race, only about 100 laps, and compared to the usual race, about 300. So it's good to get his feet wet, test the waters, make sure everything was all right before the big race next week. So he did that. Everything went as scheduled. Ran well. Finished 5th, I think, and had a good rest of the year. But NASCAR actually granted him a waiver that said, since you're injured, you missed the first half of the year, if you win a race next year, you can go ahead and we'll put you in the playoff. Ignore your lack of points from the injury. And he went on to win at Sonoma, which was very impressive, because at Sonoma you have to use the clutch, switch gears, brake, and use the gas. So he was really using 3 pedals with 2 feet, 2 not fully healed feet at that. So he is definitely very sore in victory lane after he won that race. but he went on to win the championship that year, and won the championship, finished first in 3 more races after that, and then the next year he went on to finish second in the playoffs, and then this upcoming year he finished in second by half a second to Martin Truex Jr. in the M&M's Toyota Camry. But other than that, he's had a great career, and I hope y'all enjoy hearing from him. Up next is Kyle Busch.